from here on out.
Yeah, like, well, make it like so he can see it. Because when I was recording, I ain't see no signal. I was like, fuck it. All right, we're about to record. Everybody ready? Ready.
Okay, my name is Harold Douglas, but a lot of people know me by my moniker DJ HD, as the name suggests. I'm a DJ, local DJ. Started out doing nightclubs and house parties around the University of Cincinnati scene, and now I kind of travel from city to city, throwing events and concerts and DJing some of the coolest stuff in the country. When I first started DJing, I knew I wanted to be in hip hop, but I didn't even know the first thing about DJing. I didn't know that I even wanted to do it. So I started off as an artist, a hip hop artist, and I didn't see that going very well, so to speak. So then after that, I just knew I wanted to dabble in it. I was in fashion for a little while, so t-shirts with rap lyrics. I was like one of the first people doing that. And then I had a hip hop blog, deeperthanbass.com, where it was basically the rap genius of the day. But we didn't go into that much detail. We basically just took a few select lines out of a hip hop song and explained it. So I was kind of experiencing a little bit more success with that than any of my previous ventures. So I was like, okay, this is where I am. And I'm like, how can I take my blog to the next level? So I was like, I need to be deep in the culture. How can I do that? I tried being an artist, tried fashion. So DJ was the last thing that I landed on. And of course, you know, when you have a hip hop blog, you're obviously interested in getting new music, you know, displaying it for people. So it just was a perfect fit. When I started DJing, I actually didn't know the first thing about getting into the nightclub scene. So for about maybe 6 months after I went to school for DJing, I took like a 7-week course at Scratch Academy in Miami, Florida. Yeah, and which my mom paid for. Thank you. She paid for that. It was like my first investment into my career, and she paid for that course. And I came back. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't have equipment. I didn't know how to get into the scene. None of it. Like I would go to clubs. I went to clubs, but I just didn't know who to talk to or even how to find out. Like, so I shadowed an older DJ for a while, for about 6 months, and I was doing like family reunions and old school parties and stuff like that for like a while. So then when I first broke into the nightclub, like it just really got surreal. Like when I started doing like stuff with celebrities, like that's when I would say I was like, okay, we might be doing something. I would say I kind of like got screwed over more than any DJ, like coming into it, like because I was just so naive. I had like no real business experience. I was an entrepreneur like very, very early. Like I started my first business like real young, but this was like a different animal, a different beast. Like it wasn't just business to consumer. It was like business to business. Like, so I had to negotiate. I had to do a lot of stuff that I didn't have to do at first. Like I had to reach out to people who I never reached out to. I didn't know about egos. I didn't know about promoter wars. I didn't know about any of that. So like, I kind of like, I would say I shot myself in the foot. To be honest, like, you know, I had to climb out of a real deep hole from those first 2 years of me DJing, hurting everybody's feelings and, and you know, doing business just terribly. I've probably been not paid for gigs. Like during my first 2 years, I had like a weekly recurring gig that I didn't get paid for. Like, and it went on for almost maybe a year and a half. When I was thinking about it, and I was upset, like, man, damn, you said you were gonna pay me? I was like, really in my mind, I had to look at it like I was the boss of the situation. Like, and that's about like just change your mind. So I'm like, okay, look, instead of me feeling like I'm not getting paid here, I'm paying you guys to do a marketing service for me. Like, by you guys doing your job very well, you bringing all these people to these clubs, you are putting me on a platform that I would never have been on my own. And I'm soaking up all the knowledge about how to talk to these promoters and how to, you know, build a crowd for myself. So, like, I wouldn't take that back. Like, all that time that I spent, like, getting played by promoters out of money, getting ran off on, promoters taking off after the club, after the night is over with, and, you know, all that helped me to, you know, to learn to send contracts, to not trust people, to develop actual relationships with people before I do business with them, to negotiate with venues, to throw my own events, and to just like build a solid customer base. Like, that's something that I would have never learned had I never, you know, been worked over. Whatever it is that you do, however it is that you plan on engaging with people, do it in a way that's respectable to you. Don't do anything that you'll look back 5 years from now and regret. Like, and if you know that going into the situation, then you'll sleep better. Like, cause I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no regrets no more, because I know whatever I did, whether it resulted in this or it resulted in that, I did it like a boss, and I can live with that. Oh, that was good.